What the hell was this? So, we didn't know which one of these to go for first. So we decided to do Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon because I remembered it being not so good. So we would end on a higher note with Manaphy. How is it worse than what I remember? What the hell did I just watch?
This
was advertised for months as the 10th anniversary Pokemon special.
This is a freaking fever dream. What happened?
Pokemon Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon.
Where do we even freaking start with this?
Do we go over how every single actor sounds different?
Sure. So
the only one that gives any credit is Ash, because it is Serenato Kenny taking over at this point. So Ash, I get why he sounds different. This is probably one of Sarah's first times voicing the character. It makes sense. What the hell's everyone else's excuse?
Everyone.
This sounds like a fan dub.
Everyone sounds different for some reason. I don't know if it's just the day. Like you got like 3 characters in a row sound different, and my brain just gaslit me into thinking everyone else sounded different. I don't know what's going on. Freaking Pikachu sounds different. I don't know how that
sounds like a freaking fan dub of Pokemon.
I don't know what's going on.
For anyone wondering what version we watched, it was the Lucario and the one bundled with Lucario. I'm glad we didn't watch this one with Lucario.
The duality of Pokemon.
What the fuck was this? What?
Well, they were invited by...
They were invited by Dr. Young, who also invited Professor Oak and Misty.
And then he just kind of was like, haha, I have cool Mirage device.
And then suddenly evil... what the fuck was his name? Mirage Master?
Mirage Master.
Mirage Master shows up. Tortures Pikachu. Makes a Mewtwo. Is freaking pissed at a Mew. And everyone seems super confused that Mew's even here and not even realizing it's a Mirage Pokemon. And then suddenly it's like, this is actually Dr. Young. And then it's revealed Dr. Young did it because he was attacked by other scientists because his Mirage Pokemon weren't super good.
And also, by the way, why did he disguise him? Why did he just hide his identity? Because we needed a plot twist. That's why. There's no reason.
Because because they probably thought of the Masked Man first, and then Dr. Young second.
I don't even
know what the hell this even was. And then suddenly Mew dies. Mew fucking dies. Because Mewtwo blows more shit up, and then Mew comes back, hacks Mewtwo's brain, and then destroys the entire system. Dr. Young runs into his burning building, never seen again for the rest of the anime. But this is all on the journey to becoming a Pokemon Master.
And then Professor Oak gives a speech right out of Kingdom Hearts for some reason.
That Mew had a soul. It wasn't
just data. It has a heart. I mean soul.
Misty was here. She's the only actor that actually sounded normal.
Yeah.
And even then, the actress still probably hadn't played her in like 5 years, so she didn't sound correct. But it's at least sounds correct. It just sounds like I haven't played this character in 5 years. What does she sound like again?
And, she falls like 100 feet and then catches a ledge with her hands.
And what does Ash
and
think?
doesn't break her.
Oh, Mew! I'm gonna save you, Mew! I can't have you being hurt!
Misty, are you alright? She's probably fine. Mew! She can spell 100 feet.
Pikachu!
Pikachu! Yeah, Mewtwo fires freaking Gallic gun at Mewtwo. Ash! Pikachu! Pikachu! Like,
is there anything to praise about this? In the slightest? Except that it's like a fucking fever dream? We did it, boys and girls. We found one worse than free.
Okay, here's my. This is the one good thing I could say about this movie. It's so bad that we are laughing hysterically, and I think we probably had a better time watching this than probably a good third of the other ones. So there's that at least.
It's fucking horrible, but it's the kind of horrible that's like a freaking 8,000 car pileup that also involves a nuclear tanker that explodes halfway through.
It's like watching this movie is like watching like Shark Boy and Lava Girl. You're just like, what the frick is happening the whole time?
No, it's more like like if Shark Boy and Lava Girl had like a was done by like Google Translate. That's probably closer to what I feel about this. This seriously feels like a this sounded like a fan dub, and it feels like a fanfic of the evil professor. And his Mirage Pokemon. And everyone uses evil Mewtwo, so I gotta pick evil Mewtwo for my fanfic too!
By the way, can we just mention? The villain of this uses a bunch of legendary Pokemon, like Entei. It's still not the real Entei. Why won't we see the real Entei?
The best part of this movie is when it just gives you snippets of the old movies.
Also, when like Mewtwo like absorbs all the other ones, it does like a beam attack using like all their power, and the heads of all the other Pokemon just come out of his body. It's the weirdest freaking thing I've ever seen.
We're laughing while reviewing this, and we're still saying it's the worst one. That's what kind of movie we're dealing with. This is the Pokemon version of The Room.
I legitimately want to rank this like 3 spots above the bottom just because it's so dumb.
But it's like,
it's
we can actually praise parts of it, the other ones, though.
Yeah, but this is more entertaining.
It's more entertaining for all the wrong reasons.
I don't know. That's why I was like, how did we rank this? Because it's so bad that it's actually more entertaining than like a good third of the Pokemon movies.
It's clearly the bottom.
In terms of how good the movie actually is, it is the bottom, and it's like 2 tiers below anything else. This is like, what was it? The third movie, the third Pokemon movie, the Entei movie, that one's like D+ tier. This one is F. This one is just. This one's F, and it's not close to D-. This is. What was this?
10th anniversary special is what it was. This thing had a bunch of advertising around its release.
Yeah.
I watched this on TV the day of its broadcast.
I don't even know what else to say.
Bottom of the barrel. Highly recommended. If you want a movie that you just riff on with your friends as hard as possible, this is the one. If you just want to get drunk with friends, if you're dealing with like drunk party, and you just want something to fucking yell at and laugh hysterically at, this is it.
Go nuts, have fun. What the frick?
See you guys after a break. After the segue for the last review, Manaphy, Pokemon Ranger at the Temple of the Sea.
Hopefully, it's better than this one.
It is. I remember 2 seconds of Manaphy. Those 2 seconds are better than this whole movie.
What the frick?
Reminder that the other special episode was Mewtwo Returns, which is at the top.
The duality. What the frick?
Welcome back. Jirachi happened again, but even more so.
Quality whiplash!
You know the Jirachi thing I said where it's like, I don't remember this one much. I remember it being kind of meh. This is that one, but it's up with Lucario Returns. And Mewtwo Returns.
This movie is good!
Holy frick! How does this keep happening? Stop it! But yeah, quality whiplash, huh?
Bottom of the barrel and then possibly the top.
Barrel, because it's a water thingy. And you usually fill barrels with liquids.
Big funny.
Barrel humor.
So, yeah, where do we start with this?
First off, I'm really happy that the Pokemon Ranger side series is actually mentioned in this one.
Pokemon Rangers are so cool.
Insert stores holding Pokemon Ranger games here.
Yay.
Do we go over the story?
Sure.
Do we just do characters while going through the story? Or what?
We'll go to the story and see what happens.
Okay. So it begins... Honestly, not even feeling like a Pokemon movie.
Yeah, which
kind of works somehow.
Yeah, I guess it starts out and you're like, whoa, you got people in helicopters being like, I found the thing, and deploying whatever.
Yeah, I was getting Cypher from Pokemon XD flashbacks with those helicopters.
It was kind of jarring, but I liked it.
And then we were introduced to the man in charge, the Phantom. Fuck child, me saying that he's forgettable? What the hell's wrong with you, kid? Me? This guy's one of the best Pokemon movie villains in the whole series.
Let me just put it like this. Like, I got freaking Disney vibes from that film.
What is this freaking One Piece character doing in this Pokemon film?
Seriously, Phantom is, like, he's not, like, one of the greatest villains in all of fiction or anything, but
he is fucking entertaining as hell!
And at least decently, like, intimidating as a villain. Like, I mean, he's still, like,
he's a cheesy, stupid pirate, but he's also a threat. Finally!
Yeah, he works so, like, it feels exactly what, like, it feels like the exact sweet spot of, like, what a kids show villain should be.
It honestly reminds me of like Team Rocket in the original seasons when they really were labeled as a threat.
Yeah.
Like, it really recreates that Team Rocket aspect that's made them work.
By the way, shout out to Team Rocket, like, being kind of relevant. They
just
still
wanted to
kind
be
of sidelined, but they ended up... They're kind of, like, accidentally relevant in this movie, where they kind of just went along with things, and then the fallout of them doing things ended up being relevant to the plot.
Yeah, the fact that they used Team Rocket as, like, setup to stuff was great.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Team Rocket was, like, especially, like, I wouldn't say they were, like, especially entertaining in this movie, especially when you compare it to something like Mewtwo Returns, but...
Yeah.
I enjoyed their presence, they got a couple laughs out of me, and I was never unhappy to see them.
We'll get bunch of riches, diamonds and pearls! Hey, that sounds like a great game idea! 1 month later, Diamond and Pearl announced.
It's freaking clever.
Clever bastards. Okay, also, first off, compared to Mastermind and Mirage Pokemon, wow, the new cast improved! Quick!
Yeah,
Like, Max and Brock still sounded a bit odd to me, but again, that's probably because I watched the older movies way more.
Yeah, they didn't sound too weird to me, honestly.
This is when you really see that Sarah Nato-Kenny was really getting into the Ash role.
Yeah,
around this time.
I was like, yeah, he doesn't sound like the old Ash, but he sounds better. To be honest, he sounds better.
Yeah,
I like it better.
Like,
already.
There's a reason why Sarah Nato-Kenny stayed for the rest of the series.
Like I like Ash in kind of the, like, cheesy, it's not really that good, but that's part of its charm kind of way. This one I like it because it's actually good.
Yeah, like Sarah Nato, like by the end of the series, this is the Ash voice I remember, oddly, more than any.
Yeah, it's good.
She very quickly took over the role.
Yeah.
Mace was also really damn good because, how even more fitting, even more Kirachi parallels. This one also focuses on one of Ash's duo partners of Hoenn, with a legendary, with a cute legendary. And of course, they somehow escalate it even further.
Cricket, I don't... I'm not sure what
They really went for what they did with Misty and Togepi and just excelled it even further with May and Manaphy. Manaphy fucking talks. God damn it.
Okay. There's so many things I like about this movie, but May and Manaphy, I'm just gonna say this right now. May and Manaphy is the best part of this freaking movie.
Yeah.
I almost freaking cried at times. It was, they're so adorable.
Yeah.
Ah!
Clearly it's stupid child me from like 13 years ago. From, actually not even 13, this is like 2006.
Damien was almost
Damien was a stupid head 17 years ago is what I'm trying to say here. What a freaking shock. 8-year-old Damien was like, this kid's movie stupid. I want to see the cool alien thingy.
I don't want to see Manaphy get cooties.
Phantom's dumb. Why can't he be like cool villains like Bowser? Kid Damien was an idiot, is what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this move, May and Manaphy work.
I love them.
Jack.
Jack and what's her name? Jessica? Not Jessica. I can't remember her name.
Elizabeth,
that was her name.
I only know it because Brock kept saying it.
Well, Brock did something right, I guess. Your obsession has borne some fruit.
Only took you 10, 11 movies.
I'll be honest, Brock was like a lot less annoying here, actually. They had like one way over the top moment at the start, and then they honestly dialed it back for the rest of the movie. And I
mean, that is how it usually works whenever it's an episode featuring a pretty girl, is that Brock hits on her first chance he gets, and then it just goes normal afterward.
Yeah. But like, they still like interacted, but it felt like a lot more normal at that point.
Yeah, it makes it really shows where it's like, yeah, this is the actors are really good. They just really flubbed it up in Mastermind.
But yeah, Jack and Elizabeth in particular, I'm like, I think these are easily, especially Jackie, I think like probably easily the most memorable guest characters.
Yeah.
In any of the movies. Like, I remember Jackie's name. That should tell you something.
Yeah. Well, he is pretty much like main extra plus main character.
Yeah, well,
he is pretty much in the role that someone like Terry or so would be.
Yeah, like I think that's like one of the biggest things for them is that compared to most of the a lot of the guest characters kind of just they exist and they don't really do anything. There are some exceptions, but I think Jackie and a little bit less so Elizabeth, but still they just feel more interesting.
Yeah.
And Jackie's just really cool.
There's a reason why he got the top billing, technically, in the name. Where Manaphy didn't. Only the place Manaphy lives got the billing in the name.
I'm the Pokemon Ranger.
Meanwhile, poor Kyogre gets like 2 minutes of screen time. Fake Groudon got a whole movie around him.
Well, at least I'm actually real me.
Fuck you, Entei.
You were in 2 movies and you're fake both times.
The animation's also fantastic. I mean, what a shock. Nintendo did really good with water. Nintendo probably did good with water. What a shock. Next you're gonna tell me sky is blue.
There's a whole ton of CGI, and then it's like, on the one hand, yeah, it's pretty obviously CGI.
But it's pretty CGI.
Yeah, like... I got, let me put it like this. I got Avatar The Last Airbender vibes from it.
Yeah, I still say the animation in 2000 is superior to it, but it's like, but it's like with CGI, this is still pretty impressive.
Yeah, like, yeah, I like. There are definitely some moments where the animation had me go like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I can't say that about very many Pokemon movies.
Besides 2000, really? And maybe Mewtwo Returns and such for just having cool shots.
Yeah. One of the things that was really interesting about this movie, I think this might be the first Pokemon movie where I really truly felt like a sense of wonder about the world of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the other movies have sold that on me as well as.
Yeah, it really worked by putting like an ancient race and such, where it's like, wow, yeah, what were these people like? And you only see snippets of it, where it's like, wow, it actually made it work.
Honestly, I think what really struck me personally was the Manaphy's songs and stuff like that. I think that I don't know if I can really explain why, but that just really struck a note.
Yeah, something so simple working that well is really damn good to me. Like, it's so simple, but it works really well.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need this, like, super bombastic thing. You just need something simple like that, and it really works.
Yeah.
Again, it gives me like Lugia's song flashback, so slightly.
Yeah.
This really is kind of like a culmination of the previous Pokemon movies put together, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like this movie just does so many things so well.
Yeah.
I have some nitpicks here and there, but nothing like.
Yeah, what do we have as the negatives of this movie?
When Phantom got out of the temple, Pikachu didn't use Thunderbolt.
Yeah,
he was right in front of her for 3 minutes, and he's like, "You could just go Thunderbolt at any time."
Monologue.
Well, you just let him do stuff.
And literally the moment Phantom grabs Manaphy later in the movie, Pikachu's immediately trying to, but he just speeds off too fast. But it's like, you couldn't have done that any earlier time.
Literally all they have to do is have him have, some device that he uses to, trap Pikachu or something. Problem solved!
Or just try having Pikachu zap him once and then it doesn't work. Then it'd make more sense.
Yeah, something like it. Just give him any reason for Pikachu to not be able to just Thunderbolt him.
I do like actually that they brought the robotic kind of limb thing in to be like, how the frick? At the beginning of the movie, I'm like, okay, Phantom picks up giant boulder. Okay, it makes sense to me, I guess. And then it shows oh, he actually does have robot parts. His strength probably is boosted by that. Making me question how May even keeps the egg from him in the first place, but okay.
She's kept up with her training regimen with Ash.
Yeah, we're only 4 generations away from Ash picking up a neutron star. I think we got time. I think we got time to beat Terminator.
Yeah, the more I think
Okay. Does this win? Does this beat Returns?
It beats
Did we
Returns. Well,
find...
the more I talk about it, the more I'm convinced. It's like, honestly, I'm at a point where I'm like, it's not even, like, I have to, I hesitated for a little bit, but when I, really thought through it, I'm like, there's a little bit of a competition, but not really.
Yeah.
It's actually I actually think it's pretty clear cut for me.
Yeah,
This
me
one
too.
is definitely my favorite one.
Yeah.
Because, I think what made me realize that is, Mewtwo Returns, I'm like, maybe I would watch this on my own, but I don't know. I would watch this movie. I would just watch this movie for fun on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch something. Yeah, I'll watch this movie.
Of course, they say that about the one that is by far the rarest, because, yeah, when I was this Lucario and Manaphy were generously gifted to me by borrowed from my sister for this. Lucario's about $15, about what you'd expect. Manaphy was $60 when I was checking. It clearly did not sell very well. And I don't hear many people talk about Manaphy either, so this again was a huge shock for me.
Yeah. But yeah, just to put this out there, if I was to tier this on a tier list, and I'm saying this as B tier always means the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's not just how does it compare to the other things in Pokemon. It's how does this compare to movies in general. I would say this movie's A tier. I think it's that good.
Yeah, this movie's great. What I'm getting from this is that I'm very glad that we're not waiting for another marathon to get to the Gen 4 ones. Because even as a kid, I remember the Gen 4 ones being better than...
Yeah. If this is how good the other Pokemon movies are going forward, I am excited.
Darkrai is another Lucario. I know that for a fact. Where it's yeah, we're getting to the other Pokemon movies eventually. We're not waiting for another marathon. I'm incredibly happy that we aren't now. Alright, so, we're going to have one more cutaway here, and then we're going to have our final thoughts on every single one of the movies. So yeah. See you in a bit.
What's the point of flashing?
And here we are at the final section of the Pokemon Holiday Marathon. Part of the Mastermind and Manaphy one. What a thing of quality. Where hilariously the beginning and ending of this ranking was at the exact same day. What the frick?
Yeah.
So let's go from bottom to top and make sure that all of them are ranked properly. Bottom is Mastermind.
Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon.
Bottom trash.
On the list I have on my phone here, I put 2 empty spaces below, in between it and everything else to emphasize just how much worse it is than all the other movies.
Yeah, that's clearly a thing of the actors just not being used to the roles, and apparently there was a worse version. That's the thing that I can't even believe, where it's what the hell was the original if this was the improved? But yeah, I felt very vindicated, unlike with Broly, where we looked up after Broly review, being wait a minute, people like this one? And then we looked up after, at Mastermind after, and it's oh, Thank God we're vindicated. We're not pissing anyone off.
We were also we were confused, like, wait, this is the good version?
What the hell?
How bad was the original?
Alright, anyway, back to the actual movie parts. The one above Mastermind and Mirage. Pokemon the movie free, spell the unknown.
There's a good movie in here somewhere.
Yeah, but it's clear that that this was an unknown movie, and they were like, oh no, like the unknown aren't very good for marketing. What's a good Pokemon for marketing? Raikou, what the hell is that thing? That looks stupid. Suicune we can use for late. Entei!
Yeah, let's use Entei! How do we fit Entei in here?
Make him a thing of
Psychic
the
thing.
unknown.
Yeah, great plan!
Yeah, it's clearly a move, like, we put it near the bottom purely because it's marketed as an Entei movie. It is not an Entei movie!
I mean, I think there are other problems.
Like, that, but that's the big problem that most everything else beat it with. Was that they felt like their Legendary's movie.
Yeah.
Entei did not feel like an Entei movie. The fact that most people remember the Entei, and it does not feel like an Entei movie is a problem.
Yeah, and...
But yeah, the Molly thing was worked out well in that one, but it's clear where it's like they did not understand what they were doing with this one. They just had a lot of directions they wanted to pull this thing, and I feel like it pulled way too far on all ends.
Yeah, it just didn't really cohese into anything.
Yeah, it just didn't have any direction like where it should have had. Next one, Forever Selby Voice of the Forest.
This one just
forgettable more than anything.
Kind of mid.
Yeah,
like,
very mid.
There's nothing really bad about it, but it's just okay.
Yeah, there's not really anything memorable about it where it's like, it's the Celebi one. Like, if you ask someone, when do you remember the Celebi movie? And it's like, oh, I remember the Celebi.
Yeah. And I guess there was like some twist with Professor Oak, which is kind of interesting, I guess, but it doesn't really land that well. I don't know what it is exactly.
It just doesn't really work very well.
It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, it's the first one where it's like, we can, if you wanted to watch it, we don't really have any problem with you wanting to watch it. I don't think there's a one that's absolutely horrible, not recommended, except for the joke one with Mastermind, where that's literally just watch it drunk with your friends.
That is honestly the funny thing. It's just like, I don't think I would recommend against watching any of these. Because they're all either decent or so bad that it's still worth it.
And, again, childhood me. Poor childhood me. Above Forever is Destiny Deoxys. I'm sorry, Deoxys, my bias towards you does not work well for you. It did not work, where it's like, I remember... Like, childhood me really rode the Deoxys train for liking that movie.
Yeah, it had cool moments, but...
To be fair, Deoxys is the best part of the movie.
Yeah. But there is like, major climactic moments that were just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like that one was one where it also just, it was like, oh, the movie is over. Wait, it's still going? Okay, I guess we're still going.
Yeah.
It just felt weird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good stuff in it, but it did feel kind of weird.
And above Destiny Deoxys, Heroes, Latios, and Latias.
This one's adorable. But also the plot's kind of a mess.
Yeah. Where it's like it has cool moments. but it's not cool enough.
Yeah.
Like
this one, when it's good, it's great. When it's not, it could be worse.
Like it really works as the middle of the road one in the rankings, where it's like it doesn't do anything super wrong. It's just everything above it has something that it does fantastically well.
Yeah.
Speaking of 2000 Power of One. That one rides purely on the fact that it is an animation gold mine.
Yeah, I would say it's like Celebi Voice of the Forest here, except for there's like several animation scenes that are. There's nothing like in any of the Pokemon movies. There's nothing like it.
Like the reason, like think about it this way: 2000 is 6th purely because of the animation.
Like it is literally so good that it elevates it like 4 spots.
Yeah.
Like. Is incredibly good. The rest of the movie is just kind of...
It's the reason why kids remember 2000 as being a fantastic movie. Because you just look at it and you are in thrills. Like, kids don't really listen to the plot, is the thing.
Yeah.
But with 2000, they're looking at this and being like, cool.
Yeah, and it's like, the movie's like, fine. And then there's like a couple really cool parts and then it's just kind of fine. And then you get to the climax, and the climax is awesome. The climax of 2000 is fantastic. They got freaking Team Rocket in on it, and they actually like are major parts of the plot, and it's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, 2000 is fantastic. It is definitely the first one where I say it's not a must-watch. But if you are looking into animation, what animation does for a movie, 2000 is the one I point to.
I think this is the first one where I'm like, this one is great.
Yeah. Purely because of the animation. Damn, Gen 3, you working pretty good with Jirachi Wishmaker up here. The first one of Gen 3 and it boosts it up that fast.
Yeah, man, they made me like Max so fast. They were just like, hey, here's this new character, Max, and now he's your favorite.
Yeah, it's this kid who's not even a Pokemon trainer, who's pretty much the nerd type in every single episode of the Gen 3 episodes. Yeah. We're gonna make you like him a lot.
Yeah. It was great.
You see the nerdy little brother here? Yeah, he's gonna be your favorite now.
Yeah, I think this is 2000 is the first one where I'm like, yeah, this is the first one where I'm like, this one's really great without, a major problem with it. I think Jirachi Wishmaker is the first one where it's just really good.
Yeah.
It's just good. I have there's not, mid parts about it. Like Power 1 has some mid parts and some parts that are kind of mid. Jirachi Wishmaker is just very good all around.
Yeah, it's like its lows are still high. Like, pretty dang up there with animated movies.
It just doesn't. The only reason it's not higher is because it doesn't reach the same heights as the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, man, they really swung out of the gate immediately, didn't they? First movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Frickin' Mewtwo is such a good character. Oh my gosh.
How much of this movie is just elevated by the villain?
So much of it. Honestly, Mewtwo Strikes Back is, half the reason it's so good is just because Mewtwo is probably the best character in these movies.
Yeah.
He's so... Mewtwo.
The only reason first movie is not super high is just because of how stupid some of it is, especially in the dub version.
Yeah. If you can avoid watching the dub version,
It probably excels. It probably doesn't beat anything higher than it, but it probably It probably goes a bit higher. It doesn't beat anything, but it probably goes a bit higher up the tier list. Also, just avoid the CGI one. We might get to it at some point. I don't know. So, how about we reach the top tier quality ones?
Yep.
Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. This was the one that I was thinking would win it.
Yeah.
Remember that. This was the one I was thinking would win it, and it's still top 3.
Yeah, for those of you who would know how beloved Lucario and the Mystery of Mew is, it should tell you something that we put this at number 3. That should tell you how much we love
This
the
is
top
a thing
two.
where this is definitely one of those movies where it's like here's a legendary. It's now your favorite.
Yeah. Freaking. Oh my
It's
God.
definitely one of those big ones. Like, it and Darkrai are definitely ones where I see a bunch of people being like, this one's my favorite. How'd it become your favorite? The movie.
But of course. But yeah, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
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 It's
We don't have much to say more on it now, where it's like, Lucario was just fantastic. Man, what a downgrade Mastermind was compared to the first special episode, wasn't it? Again, Mewtwo Returns was a direct-to-DVD one!
Man, like,
What the hell?!
Mewtwo Returns was like the first, like, Mewtwo Returns was where I had like a taste of it with Mewtwo Strikes Back. I was like, oh, that's really good. And then I kind of like started watching the other ones, and I was like, maybe it was kind of a one-off thing, and maybe that was just kind
And then we went.
And then Mewtwo Returns shows up, and I'm like, oh no, this is even better.
Like think of everything good about the first movie. Now take out the bad stuff.
Oh man, Mewtwo Returns. Oh man, the comedy is like, in terms of the comedy, it is
The best,
easily the
peak
funniest.
Team Rocket as well.
Not even a contest. Like
Peak.
Power Up 1 is the only one that even comes remotely close, and that's just because they're like majorly part of the plot.
Yeah.
This is the only one where, like, most of the other Pokemon movies, at best, they get, like...
If anything, Team
one or
Rocket's
two
the side
good-
characters of Returns.
Yeah, like, you get, like, in most of the movies, you get, like, 1 or 2 lines from them where you get a good laugh out of them. Mewtwo Returns, every time they're on screen,
They're more main
dying.
characters than most of the actual main characters.
And they're freaking hilarious. And
Electric Wild Attack!
Mewtwo is awesome. Mewtwo is as awesome as ever. The plot is awesome. Like
It's a perfect continuation of the first movie, which makes it so good. Like, it was the perfect amount of time to give a continuation as well.
Yeah, the only negative I can really give it is Giovanni is just an okay villain.
Yeah, but it's like when you're around greatness, an okay villain is fantastic. And also, you know, Giovanni's iconic for a reason still.
Yeah. It still works. It still works really well, and it like makes total sense for him to be the villain. Of the movie.
Where it's like he is definitely wait a minute, there is one random problem from the first movie.
Yeah, he is the loose ends that they're tying up here.
Yeah, so it works really well for it. Fucking Ranger! Where did you come from? You guys just saw the review of Ranger. I'm still baffled on where was this movie all my life?
Oh man. This is a kind of, this is like, that movie is a kind of thing that could be, like, that movie is the kind of thing that could turn me into a Pokemon anime fan.
Yeah.
Properly. Like, in the same way that, like, Gohan versus Cell
makes someone a Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah, like, man, it's so good. Like,
yeah.
Like, Mewtwo Returns, like, doesn't like, barely ever misses. This one, like, doesn't, like, almost, like, also barely ever misses, and hits even more. Like, it like, does...
It pretty much has all the good points of the other good movies.
And then
has great animation, great story, great villain.
And then it also, on top of that, just does things that none of the other movies do.
Yeah.
Like, none of the other movies have as good of a like emotional relationship as May and Manaphy.
Yeah. Like the closest one is Max and Jirachi, and that doesn't come even close.
Yeah. And none of the movies I feel like sell the magic of the world of Pokemon like this movie.
Yeah. Like Ranger was. Where have you been?
It's so freaking
Stupid
good.
kid Damien. What the hell's wrong with you?
So yeah, I don't think we need to change anything. The list is pretty accurate.
So yeah, from bottom to top, one more time. Mastermind and Mirage Pokemon, Free Spell the Unknown, Forever Selby Voice of Forest, Destiny Deoxys, Heroes Latios and Latios, 2000 Power of One, Jirachi Wishmaker, First Movie Mewtwo Strikes Back, Lucario the Mystery Mew, Mewtwo Returns, Ranger and the Temple of the Sea.
Man.
What a journey to go through these movies.
Indeed.
What a journey to go through all of these. I'm incredibly glad I had this idea.
Yeah. It's been a great time.
I definitely was not expecting the rankings we had at the end.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I was not expecting to have this many Pokemon movies that I like as much as I do.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, what I kind of expected was Mewtwo Strikes Back would be, like, early on I was expecting Mewtwo Strikes Back would be clear number one, and then, like, everything else would be okay. And, well, Mewtwo Strikes Back is fourth on my list. And Jirachi Wishmaker is not far behind.
And again, going into this, originally I didn't know, completely forgot Lucario and Ranger were even Gen 3 movies. I thought they were part of Gen 4. How dare me think the Gen 4 Pokemon are part of the Gen 4 movies at first. Especially when I hadn't watched them in over a decade. But then I was like, oh yeah, they are part of the Gen 3 movies. They got Max and May in them. They are definitely Gen 3. So I was like, the moment I realized Lucario was up there, I was like, okay. My top 3 was Lucario 2000 and Deoxys. Deoxys is near the bottom. 2000 is the middle, and Lucario's number 3. Again, Returns and Ranger just came out of freaking nowhere. Like, they were nowhere on my radar. Like, I remembered them being meh best, because I didn't watch them much as a kid. I have no idea why not.
But now we know. And now you know too.
It makes me sad that I'm probably not getting me a Manaphy copy anytime soon. Damn it. But yeah. That's the end of the Pokemon Marathon.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
I guess we already went through the overall thoughts on the movies.
Yep. Thanks for joining us.
Absolute blast to go through these. Again, I haven't seen some of these in over a decade. So I am incredibly glad to have gone through them.
And as a reminder, I think I mentioned this in the reviews, kind of. The only one I had seen before was Celebi. So.
And that's that's bottom 3.
Yep.
And there was a time that when we were just watching movies just because, where we did watch a few of the Pokemon ones, we didn't really look at them critically though, or anything. They were just kind of, we're just kind of watching this because watching them. Because I just wanted to show Joel some of them. Mm-hmm. And then we didn't even watch Jirachi then. So again, completely off my radar. My word. What a damn ride. Thank you guys for watching. Comment your list.
Yes.
And if you haven't watched them, I'm sure you'll find one that you like at the least.
Yeah. Until
Thank
then,
you for watching. Rambling Review will be off for a few months so we can get a bit of a backlog going. But don't worry, we're coming back with big ones. We're coming back with some big ones.
Get ready for that. Until then, take care, everybody.